everyone, this is Vinay. Today I'm explaining you about the first and second experiment of database management system lab. And for the following lab, we are using Oracle database and structured query language for our query language. Before I put up any values, update my database, I need to connect to the server using the keyword connect, and it prompts me to enter a username, which is system by default, and I'm already connected. Since I'm already connected, the password it shows connected. And later on, to create a table, I use the keyword create, and here is the questions that Sarah's put up in courses, and here are the list of tables that we need to make for the experiment. So to create a table, I use the keyword create and the table and the name of the table and the column names here. These are the column names, and these are the type of data that's been put inside each column, and these are the constraints. So once I create a table is created, but no rows in them is created. So to insert the values inside them, I use the keyword insert, and into which table I need to insert, I use the table name with the prefix as into, and the column names and values to enter the values, and the ampersand here helps me to give multiple values in a single input. So keep entering values for each column, and the row is created in table, and I enter second row, and second row is created. I use following example values as my values, and to display the table I use DESC and the table name and with a semicolon. It doesn't give me the value of the table, but it gives me the column names and type of it and the types. So to get the values inside the table, I need to use select star or asterisk is going to show me all the inputs which are available in the table. That the table name is course underscore you are holding CS102. So when I use that, it's going to show me all the column names along the values. But the problem here is these rows aren't properly in order. So to put them up, I need to set the wrap off. So I set the wrap off, and then select all values from the table, and it's going to show me in a proper way. So here is my column course code, course name, syllabus, and the values in each column. So to create another table, I use the create table name, batch, and column name, type of the column data, and if it's a null or a not null. So I use this batch table, inquiry table, and row in table, fees paid table. So 5 tables have created in the same manner that I have created the course table. So I'll just walk you through it. So the course table and the fees paid table is finished. So here are the values from my fees paid table. To display values, I told you already, you need to use the word select with an asterisk. It's going to show you all the values in that table from the keyword and the table name. So okay. Right. Now let's come to the questions that have been put up in the courses, and these are a set of questions that we have put up. And the first question is to create the tables and store the information, which we have already done. And next thing is input a foreign keyword to the inquiry number in the inquiry table and enrollment table accordingly. So to update a keyword in a table, you need to use the keyword alter table and the table name, and to add a constraint you need to use add constraint and the name of the constraint and the type of the constraint, and the brackets is to give the constraint to concerned column. So this statement says that I am going to alter a table inquiry underscore you are 1460102, to which I'm going to add a constraint naming C1, which is unique, which is for the column inquiry number. So the table is altered, so I add another constraint for keyword. The same way I use, instead of unique, I use the keyword for NP. So it's going to give a foreign key. And the other that you can't do is, once you've given a name for a constraint, you can't use the same name. So since I use C in here, I use C2 here, which is referring to another table, enquiry, so in the column enquiry number. The table is altered, and I'll add another constraint unique to the course table. So it's not going to show you much difference while displaying the table, but as long as you're referring to a larger database, when you're referring to different kinds of values inside a table, is going to make a difference. So the next question is add a constraint so the course should be unique, which is done here. Alter table course code and the constraint, add constraint, the name of the constraint and the type of the constraint to the column course code. So table is altered again. And next add constraint is enrollment date should not exceed the current date. Just a second. Okay, fine. Now here I'm going to show you one more thing. Change the data type of the batch code attribute to card. So previously, as you can see, batch, yeah. Here the batch code is initially put as number, but the request here is to change the number as a character. So I use since I'm going to change the values, since I'm going to change the column type, so I'm going to use alter table and the name of the table, which is I use batch, modify batch code. Batch code is the name of the column to char, which is of 2 characters. So table is altered again. Now I'm going to display you the type of table it is. So each column is listed here with the batch code. Previously it showed number 2, but now it's character since I've changed the type. And next is add the redundant entry avoid redundant entry for the roll number caller, adding appropriate concept. Redundant entry is something which you can't repeat it again and again. So since you don't want it to be repeated again, you need to be unique. So you need it to be unique, you're going to use the keyword unique here. So I'm going to alter the table name, I'm going to add constraint to the roll number column setting as unique with the constraint name C8. Table is altered again. So this is the list of the values inside the enrollment table. And see, I'm going to try to insert a value which is already there in the roll number column. So I'm going to try to insert 2001. So when I'm trying to insert the value in the column, it's going to give me an error stating that a unique constraint has been violated. Since the values in the roll number column needs to be unique, the same entry cannot be repeated again and again in the same column. And next is remove the en_st column in the inquiry table. So to remove a column in the inquiry table, you need to alter table, the name of the table, and drop column and the name of column. So, and that's how the table is created. Table is next. I'm going to add another column named email en_st, which is of type varchar variable character length of 15. So table is altered. Now I'm going to show you the table. So this is, as you can see, en_st isn't available anymore in the table. So I added a new column named email en_st, which is there present at the bottom with the type varchar 15. And next, add then copy the enrollment details table to new table called enrollment new. So since I want to add a new, since I want to copy values to a new table, I'm going to create a new table first, stating as new_enrollment, my number, and the same columns as in the previous enrollment table. When the table is created without any values inside it, then I'm going to insert into new enrollment, select every value from the enrollment with new enrollment. So it's going to take all the values from the enrollment table, put it in the new enrollment table. So now the 5 rows are created. Now I'm going to show you the older one, the values of the enrollment first one. These are the values, and these are the values for the second one, the new which I've copied from the previous one. So it's the same thing. Next, drop the unique constraint. So since the name I put for the unique constraint is C8, I'm going to drop it using all the table codes UR14CS. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. Okay, drop constraint C8. I use the name of the constraint referring to a unique constraint C8. Now select the values from inquiry and inquiry date from 2015. Show the inquiry date for current date in the inquiry table. So some date we put up here, it's 2114, that's current date, but not right now at this current date. So I'm going to use select value from the inquiry table where inquiry date is 2014. So it's going to show me the details of the person. The inquiry number is 1001, F name Anil, surname Sharma, postcode 10, street Ramnagar, city CBE, pin code C4114, and the phone number and the inquiry date 20 Jan 14. And since we created an email column is empty, it stays empty by default. Then I need to create a new user and give him all the access, insert, delete and update. So before I give him, I need to create a user. So to create a user, you use the keyword create user in the name of the user identified by a password. Then the user is created. So I'm going to grant all the restrictions and permissions to the user. So grant on all the course to system1. Course is a table, so I'm going to grant all the access to table to system1. So now system1 can update it, delete it, insert any value inside that. So now the grant is succeeded. So since he is the control, he is going to display you the tables. So select all values and the values are here. Now create a save point 1. So save point 1 is created here simply by using the keyword save point and the name of the save point. So you need to remember the name here. So save point is created. Next, rename the enrollment date in enrollment table as N. To rename it, you're going to select the column name and put up new name from the table. Here, select the keyword and the from is the keyword. And here are the column names that you have given and a column names you want it to be. So now I'm going to select enrollment date and the name of the table is end date and the name changed. But the thing here is the name is actually changed, but it just changes by displaying you the column. So even if select enrollment date from the enrollment table is going to show me the enrollment column with the same value. So the data with the name isn't going to change, but it's going to change only to display the name. So it's going to have a single column with multiple names too. Not the multiple names, but a single name. But when you want to display it, it's going to just show you the name of it. Then remove the record from inquiry made in the current date and experiment how the transaction is recovered using rollback test P1. So now I'm going to delete from the inquiry table where inquiry date is 20 Jan 14. So a row is deleted, which you have seen previously. It is Anil. So Anil is deleted and the only person available right now is Sachin. As you can see here, we made Anil, the details 2114. So Anil is removed and only Sachin is inside the queue now. So I roll back to save point 1. The rollback is completed, and I again display all the values in the inquiry table, and all the and miraculously Anil is appearing again. So it just, when you use the rollback, it goes back to the save point which you have created, and if you haven't created a save point, it goes to the initial state. So when you created a save point, all you need to remember is the name of the save point, and every time you roll back, it goes back to the save point name which you have entered. To roll back, the keyword is rollback, and the way I want all these to be in my text file, I use spool keyword put into it, and then close the spool off and save the file. Thank you everyone.